over. I'm here at the Aeroflow Nitro Funny Car headquarters. I'm here with Morice, and this is a new car that he's going to be racing in Sydney, not too far. Tommy Johnson Jr., we've just heard yesterday there's going to be racing in Sydney as well. Last year's championship winning car. A lot is going on.
Yeah, and look, that's definitely typical of us here at the Aeroflow Funny Car factory. But yeah, pretty happy to debut this new Mustang. So when we decided that Tommy was going to come race, we obviously needed a car for me to drive. So the boys have worked really hard and put together this beautiful Mustang. So yeah, painted up the same as what the old Aeroflow car was, and but she's all brand new underneath.
Yeah, a new car is always exciting to drive. What are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, we've been out and tested, and it was actually a really nice car, and it drove well, and yeah, it was on the pace early. We haven't done that many runs in it, so we're a little bit nervous about, can we maintain that consistency? But when you've got a team like we do behind us, I'm pretty confident we can get it done. Yeah,
very impressive facility here, obviously in Western Sydney, not too far from the track. Call it a home race, I guess, in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, absolutely. 27th and 28th of October out at Sydney Dragway. So it's the first round of the championship for us, and there's going to be 6, world-class cars there, and some really good drivers and teams. So it's going to be huge, and it's the first round of the new NDRC championship for the funny cars, and yeah, we just can't wait to get started. So the boys have been working, super hard to make sure everything's in tip-top shape, and yeah, we're only a couple of weeks away now, so we're pretty excited.
Pretty special to have Tommy Johnson Jr. come out for the new NDRC round, the first round of Nitro Funny Car, mate.
Oh, so good. It's you dreamed of meeting the bloke or shaking his hand, or just seeing these cars run, and to think us as a team we're going to line up next to him and have him part of our team, and hopefully we can learn a few tricks.
Maybe even be in a final, you don't know.
Well, that's certainly the plan. whether that happens, I don't know, but that's definitely the plan, and hopefully we can learn a few pieces off him and see what we come out of it with.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about the new car compared to the championship winning car.
Yeah, so it's actually the same chassis manufacturer.
Yeah.
It's a Morice McMillin car, but it's just later model, new style, same engine combination, slightly different clutch combination. It's just later model gear, later model. Just the little intricacies are just that little bit nicer, and hopefully can allow us to make sure we get down every track that we go to this year. And it's about winning, but to win you got to go down the racetrack, and to go down the racetrack you're putting on a show for the crowd. So it still comes back to putting on a show, and no, I'm pretty confident.
What do you love personally on a driver level at the start of a new season?
It's just the unknown. You don't know how much work the other competitors have done. You don't know who's got what up their sleeve, and we're all friends. But man, it hurts more losing to your mates than it does losing to someone you don't know. So yeah, it's really good, and we're just excited that, as I said, we can try put on a show, and there's 6 good cars. So who wins? I guess.
Morice, not everybody gets to look under a funny car. I know that when they're in the pits, people can get right up close, but we've got a nice chance here in this lovely workshop. Maybe you can give us a bit of a rundown on if people don't know funny cars.
Yeah, absolutely. What many people don't know about them, it is exactly the same engine as a top fuel dragster. They're 11,000 horsepower, 500 cubic inches. The fuel pumps actually flow over 400 litres a minute.
Wow.
And which is, you imagine a couple of big fire hoses, we're trying to pump all that into as much of that as we can into the motor at one time. They make over 60 pounds of boost. They're just a crazy machine, and we're trying to make as much horsepower as we can, and then harness that with the clutch and put it all to the ground, which is that's the science, right?
Exactly. But fuel tank up front, engine, then obviously you sit behind the engine, which is different to a top fuel dragster. Yeah,
exactly. Like if someone come along and said, let's jump on the back of a top fuel dragster and see how fun it is, you'd say you're stupid. But that's, I suppose, kind of what we're doing. But
yeah, that's this category. Yeah.
That's 100% this category, and you put 80 litres of nitro in the front of it, and by the end of the run, you've got about 10 left. So we certainly like to use fuel, but fuel makes horsepower, and that's what we're about, is making horsepower.
I must say, it does look pretty comfy back there, though. Like sitting there nice and safe in the cage, but looks pretty comfy. What's it feel like at the end of the track?
I was going to say, it sounds like you're interested in having a drive, but
there's many colours I'd like to drive. This is probably not on the top of the list because I'd be too scared, mate.
Yeah, look, it's once you're in there and you're used to it, it's really cool, and you just you're so concentrating on what's going on and trying to get that car from A to B, because as much as it's drag racing and you're meant to go in a straight line, these things don't.
As a competitor, what's your preparation for a race? What do you do? Like, do you eat something special the night before, or sleep, do something?
Nah, not at all. Just put your left sock on before your right sock. But no, look, some people have superstitions. We just wear our lucky socks and that's about it.
Yeah, Aeroflow socks.
That's correct.
We couldn't waste an opportunity to check out the facility. We're here with Brandon, driver of the 3333 Rocket Nitro Funny Car. Pretty impressive car you got here, mate.
Yeah, look, man, I've got to pinch myself every time I get to hop in this thing because it's just badass.
Totally. And seeing 4 of them lined up there that are all going to be in Sydney on October 27, 28. You're going to be driving this one. You must be pretty pumped.
Look, honestly, it's just, I can't even believe it's happening. It's been a long time since Australia's seen something like this, and I just can't wait to put on a show.
Yeah. You said that you haven't really been driving funny car all that long, really, which is cool and interesting in the same,
Yeah, look, it's only been a few years I've been driving a funny car, but it's the only drag car I've driven. So to me, it's just kind of normal. So yeah. I love it.
It's what you know.
Yeah, bloody oath.
We might do a bit of a tour of the workshop, give us a bit of a look of what's here. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Starting with your machine.
First up, here's just some of the spare bodies and stuff. Bit of a fab area, because obviously you have this many race cars, you've got to have a fab area to keep these things in tip-top shape. So from there, we just start walking down into the main area. In here, we run obviously the Outlaw cars, which you've seen earlier. They're, we keep them to one side. We just try and keep the stuff separate, because obviously running this many race cars, it can get pretty confusing. So the Outlaw cars stay over there, and then on this side we have our Nitro Funny cars.
A lot of people know the Outlaw cars, I guess from being at many events and regional tracks and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Keep fans entertained.
And then obviously we have the new Nitro Funny cars, which are obviously running this season with the NDRC, and we keep them over here. Every car has its own bay. Try and keep everything separate, everything neat, tidy. Behind them, we keep all the clutches, everything separate, all the short blocks, blowers, injectors, everything stays individual to the car. So it's just about keeping that consistency and making sure we can put on a good show.
Because each car would have its own sort of individual, I guess, flavour going on?
Yeah, look, all the cars are running the same engine combinations, but it's like anything, every car reacts slightly different. So the more we can keep that consistent, we try and do that. So we try and keep the clutch stuff in the same cars, so that way they make sure they're putting on repeatable runs, and we can make sure we're side by side, head of flames to the finish line.
I love it. It's a race car shop setup. This is what it is. Wonderful facility.
Yeah. Over here, obviously the Bandit, Kong, they're just, when you walk past them and it's just, there's just another Nitro Funny Car. It's like, this is ridiculous, it's definitely not your normal workshop.
No, and over here is Psycho just chilling in the corner over here.
Oh, look, and it's great to obviously have Psycho sitting here with us because it reminds you where we've come from, Graham and Wendy, that's where it all started. That's what started Rocket Industries, and it's pretty cool to pay homage to that and be able to look at it every day and go, you know what, without that, we wouldn't be here doing this.
Have you had a drive of this car?
No.
One day maybe?
Oh, look, you know what, that's a shopping cart. I don't know if I really want to sit in a shopping trolley and go 5s at over 250 mile an hour.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We might have a look down here.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's your car here.
Yeah, that's my car there. That's the Rocket.
Your car here,
That's the Rocket Mustang. So that's what I'll be campaigning this season. And she's in tip-top shape and ready to rip.
How are you feeling about the season coming up?
Look, I'm excited. For me, it was never something that I thought it'd even be something I'd be a part of. So to be out here racing, in Nitro Funny Car, it's really a dream come true. So really excited. The car's been performing well over the past sort of 12 months. So hopefully we can keep those results going and hopefully end up on the top step a few times. Yeah, and you can see if you head to Sydney on October 27 and 28, you'll be able to catch all the action. I see a lot of, I hear we've got to give a shout out to the cylinder heads here because... It's a shout out to Wombi. These are his pride and joy, his babies. These are the cylinder heads. So
they're looking very smick.
Yep, he's in the process of getting all of them ready to go to race. That's how much gear we have to take to run all these cars. So it sort of puts it in perspective what it takes to actually get these things out there.
Mate, if the cylinder heads are as neat as the handwriting on there, I can see that's depicting all the little...
Yep, all the little nuances about every one.
Yeah.
Look, he keeps them in tip-top shape. Full credit to him, They're works of art.
Yeah, and behind us is the... what do you call this? The engine room?
We call this the ER.
Yeah, right.
So it's the operating theatre for all the motors.
Yep.
See a cylinder head in service here.
Yep.
We do all our blower servicing over here. And then over here we've got a couple short blocks ready to run, ready to go for October 27, 28 for the NDRC opening round. So we don't like to be unprepared for these things. So we make sure we've got everything ready to go so we can go out there and put on a show.
Yeah, and what a show it'll be. Up to maybe 7 cars or 6, 7 cars, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed with 6.
Yep.
You know, maybe later in the season a few more might pop their heads up, but there'll be 6
you guys
quality
running
cars.
4?
Yep, 4 out of this stable.
Yep.
And
Tommy Johnson Jr. coming out?
Yeah, I
driving
know.
last year's championship winning car, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, who would think you'd be lining up against someone like that, a true
He's
champion?
a team member of yours, mate.
Yeah, I know.
That's pretty cool.
Crazy. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
October 27 and 28, you can check it out at Sydney Dragway, the first Nitro Funny Car round of the NDRC Championship. Lots of races to go. We've seen these guys are ready. You ready, Brandon?
Oh, can't wait.
That's it. We'll catch you later.